Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. This highly organized criminal escaped from a maximum security prison twice, once in 2001 and again in 2015. He now resides in one of the highest security prisons in the United States. But is this prison secure enough to hold the infamous El Chapo? Let's take a look and see if the prison he's in now will be able to detain him, or will he escape again? Don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos. Joaquin Guzman, later known as El Chapo, was born to a poor farming family in Sinaloa, northwest Mexico. Born in 1957, young Joaquin was highly influenced by his violent father, who worked in the drug trade. When Joaquin was a teenager, his parents kicked him out, forcing the young boy to grow and sell marijuana to support himself. Having climbed up the ranks within the cartel hierarchy, by 1989, Joaquin, now known as El Chapo, created his gang, the Sinaloa Cartel. The Sinaloa Cartel took over the drug trade route from South America through the United States. During his years as head of the Sinaloa Cartel, El Chapo escaped from jail twice and earned a spot on the Forbes Most Wealthy list. Currently, El Chapo is incarcerated in Colorado in the United States, and authorities are not letting El Chapo walk out their doors this time. He is held in a supermax prison cell with no chance of an escape. In 2019, El Chapo was convicted of his crimes, which included money laundering, murder, and drug trafficking. During his trial, a court heard about how El Chapo allegedly sexually assaulted young teenage girls. He would recruit his accomplices to abduct and drug them. It was also revealed during the trial how El Chapo shot a man and buried him while he was still breathing. A Colorado judge sentenced El Chapo to life in prison to ensure the convicted criminal couldn't escape again. The judge sent him to ADX Florence, a supermax prison in Florence, Colorado. The most infamous supermax prison in history is Alcatraz, and like the notorious Alcatraz, ADX Florence houses the worst of the worst criminals. Located about 2 hours from Denver, no prisoner has ever successfully escaped from ADX Florence, sometimes referred to as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Former prisoners from ADX Florence have described its conditions as torturous. Other notorious criminals housed at the supermax prison include the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, and Johar Tsarnaev, who was responsible for the Boston Marathon bombing. El Chapo spends most of his day locked in his 7x12 concrete cell. All the cells in the supermax prison are soundproof to discourage communication between prisoners. His cell has the necessities most prison cells come with, like a desk, bed, and chair, which are all attached to the concrete wall. This way, a prisoner couldn't move the furniture or use them as a weapon. A toilet and a shower are also in El Chapo's prison cell, but the water is time-controlled to prevent the cell from flooding. Electricity in the prison cells at ADX Florence is under the guards' control, so when they decide it's time for lights out, El Chapo is without light until the following day. El Chapo does not have access to a phone in his cell, and although there is a television for him when he is on good behavior, it is limited. The only shows available to watch on the small black and white TV are educational and religious materials. When it's time for recreation, El Chapo is escorted to a heavily guarded outdoor area for 1 hour a day. Outdoor time occurs in a large concrete pit that looks like an empty swimming pool. 3 guards take El Chapo to the sunken pit, where he is allowed to exercise and walk around until the 3 guards bring him back inside. The exercise yard is small though, and only allows for 10 steps in a straight line or 30 steps in a circle. There is no mattress on El Chapo's concrete bed, just a thin plastic mat. El Chapo's prison cell has a bathroom and shower area to limit his contact with guards. In addition to the water being on a timer, the sink has no taps, and the toilet shutoff is secured. The cell has a small window, which is 42 inches tall and 4 inches wide. Despite ADX Florence residing in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, the prisoners do not get to look at the beautiful mountain terrain. The limited visibility out of the cell window is why the exercise yard is a pit. The prison officials do not want the prisoners to know the precise location of the prison to thwart escape attempts. Not only is it tough to escape from prison, it is also hard to try and break someone out. Their cameras, motion sensors, thousands of steel, remote-controlled doors, and 12-foot-tall barbed wire fences guarded by armed patrolmen kept prisoners from breaking out and stopped anyone from coming in. As of 2022, El Chapo is 64 years old and still resides in the ADX Florence Supermax prison in Colorado. In 2022, El Chapo's defense attorneys filed a motion stating the cartel boss was being tortured in prison. According to El Chapo's lawyers, allegedly, the correctional officers do not take him outside, not even for 1 hour. The lawyer also stated that when El Chapo is sick and needs medical care, all of his requests are denied. He can't make phone calls or contact his wife, the attorney filed in the opinion. Prison officials state these restrictions are in place to prevent prisoners from passing on messages and plotting an escape. The only two visitors allowed to visit El Chapo are his young twin daughters. Since El Chapo entered ADX Florence in 2019, he has lost sight and has been generally unwell. Netflix released a scripted crime drama based on the infamous drug lord's life. Marco de la O portrays El Chapo in the 2017 series of the same name. Season 3 of the show was released in 2018. Unlike his first few times in a Supermax prison, where El Chapo threw wild parties in his cell and ran the prison, he is now reduced to an elderly sick man struggling to walk around an empty swimming pool and showering on a timer. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments if you think that El Chapo will be able to escape again. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos.